We're looking here at the redesigned 11th hole at Willow Oaks. This hole has been modeled after one of the most famous holes in all of golf, the 15th hole, or Redan hole, in North Berwick, Scotland. That hole has been copied at many of the most famous golf courses around the world, and Lester George has found a really nice location for us to enjoy a Redan hole here at Willow Oaks. The primary characteristics of a Redan hole are that the green is placed at a diagonal to the tee, and it slopes from front to back and from right to left. And the other primary characteristic of a Redan hole is the large bunker that protects the left portion of the green, as you can see in this view. One of the most complicated and time-consuming tasks of the golf course project has been getting the sod down and getting sufficient water on that sod so that roots can take hold. A lot of that watering has to be done by hand simply because the irrigation system isn't able to provide sufficient amounts of water onto the sod areas as needed when it's first installed. Here we're taking a look up the 12th fairway towards the 12th green. This is Akumba, one of Craig Fuller's staff members, hand watering the fescue sod at the 12th tee. Fescue is a cool weather grass, and it's particularly susceptible to the high heat such as we had the first week in August. So you've got to do a lot of hand watering to get that properly down and rooted. Here we're taking a look at the nice difference in texture and color between the Tiff Sport Bermuda fairways on the left and the fescue sod on the right. Here's a look at the 14th hole from the back tee as we pan back, and as you'll see, Lester George has opened up the driving area from the tee to provide another option. As before, you'll always be able to play down the right hand side, but you've also got an option to go down to the left here between those two trees, giving yourself a much shorter approach for your second shot. And here we're panning to the green from the fairway landing area at the 14th hole. One of the signature holes at Willow Oaks has always been the very difficult par 3 15th hole, and Lester George has taken that hole and added some features that make it an even more interesting hole. He's raised the green just a little bit to make it a more inviting target, and he's also added some rocks in the stream just short left of the 15th green. And as we pan over to the left here, you can see the 17th green as viewed from the 15th tee, including the rock wall that's been placed on the side of that tee. And this is a view of the bridge that's been installed behind the 15th green so that players who are walking and playing from the forward tees can take a little bit of a shortcut. We've been blessed with pretty decent weather throughout the course of the project, but on August 16th we had a little bit of a storm that caused a little bit of a problem. Nothing major, and we'll take a look at a couple of the problems that storm caused us. That's the evening that we had 4 inches of rain between about 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. the next morning. As you can see in these shots, there's quite a bit of sod that was removed from the 12th fairway as a result of that storm. The 12th fairway is below the 10th fairway, and the 10th fairway is the staging area for the project, of course. And the 10th fairway hasn't been stabilized. That is to say, sod has not been placed on the 10th fairway, so it's just a dirt fairway still. And when that rain came washing down, that dirt became mud, which came sliding across the 12th fairway, removing a lot of the sod, causing a little bit of a headache. Another piece of damage that was done by the storm was some erosion that was caused on several of the greens around the course that had already been seeded by Craig Fuller. As a result of the erosion on some of the greens, Craig went back and fixed up patched up some of the areas where damage had occurred. Here on the 11th green, though, he decided that we were better off just redoing the entire green. In this view, we can see at the close end the grass which had already been starting to grow on that green. And this is one of the operators from Landscapes Unlimited using a sand pro to refloat that green and prepare it for the second seeding by Craig Fuller and his staff. Landscapes Unlimited has been very cooperative with Willow Oaks during the course of the project. They've gone back and fixed up with a lot of the problems without any additional charge to Willow Oaks, and we're extremely grateful to the cooperation that we've had from Landscapes Unlimited during the course of the project.